and the paper riding through the southern hills. Rumbling thunder, lightning strikes, seeking out their thrills. Whiskey in their veins, devil in their eyes, chasing shadows in the night under the starlit skies. Rebels in the moonlight, wandering souls, born to raise hell with the devil's own might. Fulfill and the paper riding through the night. Nights of darkness, sworn to fight. Legends of the South, tales of old, legends of the Whiskey Road, stories untold. Leather and steel, guns ablaze, riding on through the darkest day. Outlaws of the shadows, lost in time, born to raise hell with the devil's own might. Fulfill and the paper riding through the night. Nights of darkness, sworn to fight. Known to raise hell with the devil's own might. Fulfill and the paper riding through the night. Nights of darkness, sworn to fight. A fight. Rebel to raise hell with the devil's own might. Fulfill and the paper riding through the night. Nights of darkness, sworn to fight. A fight. A fight. Lord to fight. A fight.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. 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 That's what
It
I'm
is
talking about.
fucking metal.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was bopping away, baby.
Yeah, headbanging. Headbanging.
Yeah.
Before we continue, Touche gifted one membership to JoJo Think RN. Pink RN, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that leads us to our first announcement, because we are now up to 1,038 days. So we are 56 and a half days away from 3 years. This is the last day, folks. The last day to keep Coke Dog away as long as frickin' possible.
Yep.
The phantom that is Coke Dog will haunt us all.
Yes. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. How the hell is everybody? Oh, and hold on. Thank you, Pants, for the $5 gift. Here's $5 just for fun of Jim putting an apostrophe in links. I don't know if that'll be enough to do it, Pants, but we will try. We will try.
So what did Jim forget to not run with scissors again?
No, actually, it was me typing as Jim. So I'll take the blame for that one. I'll take the blame for that one. When I type in chat on StreamYards, it comes up as Jim.
The ban is now 1,039
All right.
days.
So it's
Yes.
not him. Okay, it's you.
Yeah,
Oh, it is. It is
Okay.
Monday. I forgot.
Yep. You know.
How the hell are you, Hank? How the hell are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good.
Good. Touche, how are you, my friend?
Another day on the top side of the dirt.
Yeah.
That's always a positive.
Yep.
Always a positive.
Yep. Yep.
Touche,
We got
my
a lot
friend.
of, we got a
my
lot
dear.
of compliments about last night too.
Did we?
Over an Artie's stream. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Nice.
enjoyed it. Yep.
Nice.
I try to channel Lane as best I could.
and you did a fabulous job at it. A fabulous job.
So who took the part of the judge?
Pants. Pants was the judge. I was Resnick. Gia was the victim. Touche was the court person who had just one line, said yes, sir.
And Judy was
And Judy was the prosecutor.
prosecutor. Yep.
Yes.
And NCR was Lane, who had the most yammering of ridiculousness ever.
You know how much my head hurt after reading his fucking speaking pattern?
I know.
Thank you, Pants, for the $5. Oh, so here's an extra $5 to make mercilessly fun of Phil for his blatant abuse of apostrophes. That'll be 5 Hail Marys and a Gesundheit, sir. Gesundheit. Anywho's.
I really feel bad for the court.
Yes, she did yeoman's work. Yeoman's work. That was
sorry
rough.
for anybody that has to listen to that yokel.
That was rough. And just to update us, minute by minute here, we're 1040. 1040.
55 more, and it will be 3 years.
Yep. We're closing in on 3 years. Closing in, I tell you. Closing in.
Gifted memberships count, people.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. Yes. For every gifted membership is a day. Every gifted membership is a day. Also, membership milestones. Membership milestones also count. Just saying.
Yep.
Anywho,
Get your month of bursaries in.
I do have somebody who is Lane Myers light. Does anybody remember the dude with the Lamborghini, the Sovset with the Lamborghini?
Yes.
The one who told him he was the king of Florida?
Yes, the one that no, he's the king of California, but yes, that dude.
Oh.
Yes, that dude.
I might have found his brother last year.
Well, there's a Moorish adjacent Sovset who has a Lamborghini Urus, and he does not feel the need to license it or have a driver's license. These are all victimless crimes, and so therefore there's no corpus delicti, and therefore there is no way for him to be charged with anything.
Can we send him to Canada? The Queen of Canada may disagree.
Yes. Thank you, Hank, for 7 months of glorious membership. Suck it, Jim. Anywho's, I do have a video that was brought to us by Truth Science by 151. If you, I'll try and put a link to his channel in the chat. If you have not gone to his channel, you should. He does a lot of Sovsets and especially Moors. So let me share screen.
More or less.
He does a lot with Moors.
All right, y'all. So here's an update. I was recently harassed again by the bozo
idiot
who literally already admitted on camera that he knew who I was before he stopped me, thus targeted harassment. He's enforcing a void ab initio warrant that was issued by a commissioner who does not have my consent in any way, shape, or form to use me as surety or to proceed in any manner.
Excuse me, sir, but what in the doohickey are you talking about? This man is completely out of his mind if he thinks that police officers need a person's consent to execute a warrant on said person.
But despite the Constitution, despite the verified affidavits, the verified notices, demands, and everything that's
Wish
been
these
sent,
people would just all
these
leave.
commissioners in the
Just leave.
Riverside County State Court
But then who'd we laugh
decided
at?
to try to railroad them.
Well, all these Moors are really nice and let David in first.
I think, given the current climate in the country, let's just have ICE deport them.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not a citizen. Get out.
Yeah, right. You're not a citizen.
Get out.
Well, here's my thought.
Just
How
take
do
them
you
to
get
an
on a plane?
unowned island and drop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get on a plane without state issue ID? And how do you buy alcohol without state issue ID? Or other things without state issue ID?
A lot of times they try to use a passport.
A legitimate passport?
No. Which is why you don't see them on a plane going somewhere,
That's true.
right?
Okay,
But they pay taxes if they go put gas in their car or they buy anything.
Right, which
So
is why,
They're
which is
funding the government they don't believe in.
right.
Oh, you do get
But-
some of them that try and claim tax exempt and don't want to pay
Oh,
the
yeah.
sales tax, and they get
Yeah,
arrested.
or don't file taxes at all. Right. A lot of times people have this misnomer that if you fail to file taxes, right, the IRS will come after you. It's true, they will eventually, but usually you're not making enough money for them to care.
It took them 15 years to realize my social security card had my maiden name on it.
Yeah. You
And
know,
why do they show up to court if that's not who they are? What are you doing here if
Exactly.
this isn't you?
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. And it's because they know there are consequences to be paid for not doing it. And they don't want to pay those consequences. So they'll show up because they don't want the warrant and to be picked up. But then they'll claim that they don't. And then you have like this jackass who just continues to drive, keeps getting his car impounded,
How do they
and just
get their-
continues on.
How do they get their cars out of the impound yard?
That's the part I don't know. And that's what I've always wondered. Because like in my jurisdiction, right, I have to go and let's say my car was impounded for lack of a license plate or a current registration, right? I'd have to update the registration in order to get it out of impound.
Yep.
Well, in
And show
Washington,
and show
we have-
insurance too.
our car got towed once because it was unclear sign. So our car got towed. We had to show them our license and proof of insurance, and they had to compare it to the paperwork in the car so that they knew they weren't giving the car to the wrong person.
Right.
But it had nothing to do with us like getting pulled over doing 100, but we still had to show our ID to get our car.
Yeah. Here you've got to have a license. You don't have to be the owner of the car to be the licensed driver, but the owner of the car needs to be there along with the registration and current proof of insurance. Don't have those, your shit stays in impound for 30 days.
Yeah.
Then it goes to auction.
See, for us, it was the sign was confusing the 2-hour parking versus the all-day parking because the arrows were all there were 2 arrows pointing towards us. So we got confused, and that's why our car got towed.
So next step is federal court.
Well, good luck with that.
We already have a federal lawsuit that's been drafted against all of them, which they all are just remaining in dishonor and trying to ignore. You can see in the video, he acknowledges the lawsuit, but then tries to double back and say, I don't know anything about that. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag his ass into federal court by filing a notice of removal for this garbage state proceeding they have.
It's not your
Me
government.
failing to identify to an officer, failing to provide a driver's license allegedly when I don't want said driver's license. I've already canceled driver's license by the way of an affidavit.
Well,
I've rebutted all presumptions.
if you don't
I've
want to
already
show
rebutted
the
all
officer your
presumptions of me being
driver's
an alleged
license, don't
US citizen.
drive, dumbass.
But then that means I have to give up my subject matter jurisdiction to the government.
Well, and he thinks he can. So he's being charged, right, with the violation of the traffic code, and he thinks he can move this case to federal court.
Yeah, it's not a federal matter.
Well, it's not a case he brought.
Yeah.
Right, there's charges against him.
Yeah.
The defendant doesn't get to move shit.
Right.
I mean, I guess he could do a federal lawsuit like Chile does.
Right, which would be a civil lawsuit, right? It's not a crime. He's being charged with a crime under the traffic code.
Yeah.
Right, a misdemeanor. He thinks he's going to be able to move this. He is going to be able to move it to federal court.
I honestly don't understand how everybody in the courtroom can keep a straight face when they're dealing with a Moore or Sovsit.
I don't either.
Some judges don't. They laugh at him.
Oh, Fleischer. When he was like wanting to have a Sovsit, doesn't get a Sovsit. He bursts out laughing. I've been waiting for this.
It was great. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I saw that.
Like, finally, my whole career, I've been waiting for one of you to come here.
It's like that. It's like that scene from I think it's Revenge of the Sith, where Duke is fighting Anakin and Obi-Wan's like, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Right.
And here's the thing: if not having a license was a choice, would judges, lawyers, and politicians have them?
No one would.
So the judge would be, yeah, you're right. I don't have one either.
Right.
But the judge has one because the judge follows the law.
So I'm trying to confuse me with facts and logic.
I get it, right? If you don't want to have a license, right, don't have a license. I don't have a problem with that. Don't try to justify not having it, though. Take the consequences.
But don't drive. Don't risk. Yeah, don't drive.
Driving is a privilege, not a right. You can travel on your feet. You can barrel roll. You can somersault. You can walk. You can ride a bike.
You can take a train. You can take a bus. You can take a plane.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what Fleischer said. Travel, go ahead. Walk your ass down the street.
Yep.
And unless they have a valid driver's license, they can't get insured.
Yes.
Insurance companies cannot, well, at least in this state, the insurance companies cannot insure a non-licensed driver.
Right. Go
at least have a learner's permit.
Here's what I think. I have no proof of this. Here's what I think. I think this guy has his license. He's kept his license. He uses his license. However, he sent in the affidavit and said, I reject
surrendered
it. So he's not going to renew it, right? And as long as it's not expired, he'll keep it for as long until it's expired, and then he'll run into problems. But until then, he'll have it for uses where he needs it, like renting a car, right, or getting on an airplane.
If he's got the
real ID.
Yeah.
He's got to have a real ID now.
Well, now.
Yeah. But it's like the drunks at the airport when the cop talked to them, I don't have my license. Dude, you had to get there.
Right. But just wait. This gets a whole lot stupider.
Award of the court, an ends legis, or anything of the sort, but through malpractice, through outright deprivation of rights under color of law, fraud, RICO charges, and everything else that is bona fide and proved, these guys continue to do what they're doing. And every single deputy I spoke to, they don't care. They just give you the quote of, I'm just doing my job. AKA they're acting under color of law willfully and intentionally, and they have no remorse for it. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about upholding it. So Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and POTUS, I don't know what you guys are doing, but they don't care about the Constitution. And the fact that Pam Bondi and the FBI and Kash Patel allow this to continue means they don't care about the Constitution. So they're just all full of shit. So,
well, nowhere in the Constitution does it reference a driver's license, does it, jackass?
I'm going to file a completely separate federal lawsuit now against everybody involved today, since they want to continue the bullshit. And then we're going to sue Miranda Thompson, Michael Hestrin, Monica Bermani, Jeremiah Raxter, who's not even an attorney. He's not a real judge. He's a attorney posing as a commissioner, calling himself a judge in state court. Charles Johnson, and whoever else is involved. They're all going to get sued in a brand new federal lawsuit.
Stop it. Get some help.
And we'll go ahead and remove the current lawsuit.
I think that might be grounds for the judge to sue him for slander.
I'll go to federal court and talk the same nonsense. So we'll see. I want to see them go to federal court and say that the Constitution doesn't matter in front of an Article 3 judge, and that none of the United States Code matters.
I have a question.
And that they just somehow have jurisdiction.
42.
Yes, the answer is always 42.
He said he's going to file the suit. I don't think the court would take shiny bottle caps in exchange for money.
No, they won't. Now, True Science is going to make this point, but I had the same thought as I was listening to this. So, state courts aren't real courts. State judges aren't real judges. State statutes don't apply, but he wants to go to federal court.
Yeah, but it's not his government.
Make it make sense.
It's not his government.
Is he one of those?
He doesn't recognize the United States. What's he doing?
When the cops pull him over, says, I want a shower.
Yes, he is one of those people.
Okay, I think he's trying to do Steiner math.
Right.
Because that's the only way this makes sense.
Right.
Jurisdiction over me, despite all presumptions being rebutted, and them having no valid contract beyond the ones that they're compelling me under color of law. We'll see how this goes. But, yep, got released, I don't know, 3-4 hours later. I mean, come on, it's nonsense. A void ab initio warrant by some alleged trying to be putting on a robe but not really is a judge, some fake attorney with no bar license pretending to be a judge. He's not an Article 3 judge. None of these people are in state court, not even a magistrate judge.
Wait a second.
But
he can't be a real soft set. He thinks the bar is legitimate.
Well, he is a bit of a hybrid. I will say that. He is a bit of a hybrid when it comes to his belief system.
Yeah, I do believe he might be high.
But he contracts with realtors, and he contracts with car dealers, and he contracts with the federal government.
Right, but just not the state. Just wait.
Yeah,
he'll get into it. We're only 4 minutes into this.
Okay,
it's about a 12-minute video. He'll explain it here in a minute.
I think I can answer Gia's question.
I'm sorry, I was being rational. I apologize.
No, she's been asking, why does he contract with the state if he doesn't believe he's a member of this country? Because that's how he gets his secret $1 billion trust.
Yes.
He has to contract with the state.
Yes. I'm being stupid. I apologize.
Authority over everybody out here, and this is what they like to do, especially in Riverside County, California. They like to railroad you, deprive you under the color of law, violate your rights, just blatantly. Snicker and laugh about it, but we'll see who has the last laugh when these guys are in federal court talking about all these felonies that they've been committing, all the felonies. I think it's like 20 to 100 plus years they might be looking at.
I think the fuck not, you trick ass bitch.
And granted, they want to keep
I gotta hit that clip
and just keep harassing me on simple shit like driving down the street. He already knew who I was before he even pulled me over and then tried to, you have tint. It's factory tint, dumbass. You want me to take the window out of the Lambo? Got it. But see, you already knew who I was, so you didn't have any real interest in the tint or the lack of plate on the front of the car, which is a victimless crime lacking a corpus delicti. There is no injured party in me having factory tint on a car or not having a plate on the front. The real thing is you have been monitoring me like a piece of shit stalker, Deputy Eastwood. You ran my information when I wasn't there. You found out that your little corrupt ass buddy in state court put out this bogus ass warrant. And then you decided to track me down and do this. Like this was going to change anything. The only thing it changes is the amount of effort I'm going to put into making sure you get proper adjudication and justice in a federal court. So I want to see you come into federal court now when this gets removed and I filed the other lawsuit. And so now you have 2 lawsuits against you, plus this one in federal court. I want to see you come before an Article 3 judge and tell this Article 3 judge that the Constitution doesn't matter, the state Constitution doesn't matter, that you are this all supreme God above law, because that's what you're saying. And I want to see you state all of that in federal court. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue to do the same exact shit that I've been doing. I'm going to send you guys affidavits.
I know who he reminds me of now.
You guys can continue to act.
He's the Black Lane Meyer.
All you want. And we'll see how it all turns.
Exactly. I said that when we started. I have a Lane Meyer-ish.
He's just a black version of Lane Meyer. I mean, think about it.
Yes.
Exact same shit he said.
Yes.
Brother from another mother.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's because that's exactly what I thought when I was listening. Like, this is Lane Meyer.
Land of the Dirt People, Riverside,
Listen,
California.
Rachel. He just needs to start saying Rachel and the alleged victim, and then start saying her name.
Well, he's close to it because, you know, he's claiming. So a judge, right, is not a member of the bar, right? The judiciary.
Yeah.
No, they don't. You don't have to be a lawyer to be a judge, right? And when you are a judge, a lot of times they won't keep up their bar license because they don't need to, because they don't have a practice, right? Because a judge is part of the judiciary, right, which is an Article 3. So when you keep saying they're not an Article 3 judge, well, that's not true. Because Article 3, right, grants the powers not involved in the federal system to the states.
Right.
Right. And then almost every state has their own version of Article 3.
Thank you, Hank. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I will make good use of it to so many dumbass frauditors and soft suits.
Nice to contribute something to your show besides. No.
Shenanigans.
Hey, people actually love you more than they do me.
I know. I love it. I even do it. when NCR says shenanigans. I say that.
Like, going through the comment section, number one thing is, I love the shenanigans dog. Like, what about me? You're fine. But the dog is, we love him.
You're okay. We love the dog.
I'm living my life, and you're just mad that I'm telling people the truth. You're mad that I'm not just bending the knee to your garbage ass. But no, man, you're what's called a public servant. Public servant. That means you're supposed to serve the people, not harass, stalk, extort, coerce, and rob the people. Not lie, not commit felonies every day, turn on emergency lights when there is no emergency, stalk people. It's all crime. Those are all crimes. But okay,
wait,
Deputy
they put
Eastwood,
people on shelves?
You got it, man. Federal court, here we come.
Yes, they do. And they rotate. They check them for expiration dates, and then they rotate them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and and again, with this emergency lights, it's a felony to have your emergency lights on. Okay.
I don't think it might be a misdemeanor if they are using their emergency rights improperly.
It would be, yeah, if you were using it an improper use, then they would have a definition of improper use, right? Pulling you over for a traffic stop is not improper use.
No. Trying to get through red lights to get to the coffee shop before they're out of the Glazed Donuts, not a good reason.
Right.
All right, y'all. Here's another one.
There's actually a deputy that got caught doing that.
Really?
Yep.
Are you talking about the deputy that got caught giving himself a little one-on-one action?
No, he was taking his allotted break, which was, I forget how long it was supposed to be, but from where he was in the county to where he wanted to go and get his out of anything he had to go get was donuts.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, he used his lights to go through lights to make sure he got to the donut shop while he was still within his break period.
Nice.
Yeah. Just at the intersection happened to be the county sheriff.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. Who on the clock or not, he always monitored the radio. So when he didn't hear something going on and one of his deputies blew through an intersection with the lights and sirens, he did a little questioning.
Good.
Yeah.
See,
yeah. And and that became a former deputy. I don't think there was any criminal charges he faced, but he sure got his ass fired.
See, I thought you were talking about the Florida deputy who got caught watching the hub while on duty after he ran into a school bus with kids on it.
Oh. Yikes.
Nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt, but when another deputy
did he get little Timmy put away before the children saw?
Yes, but the funny thing is how they busted him was he had dropped his phone underneath the seat, so when they were doing, making sure there was something okay with the car, they find the phone, open up the screen, and
boom.
You want to answer this one, buddy?
There was another one where a guy was on his break and he had some woman in the back of his patrol car. Doing it.
It isn't. The number of times officers have locked themselves in the back of the car with their significant other for the night.
I seen it happen in broad daylight at Chipotle.
Yeah, it was broad daylight.
There was a female deputy who got in trouble for making OnlyFans content with her coworkers while on duty.
Oh yeah, her badge.
Yeah.
Well, there was also the cop who got busted doing OnlyFans work while on duty in full uniform.
Yep. That was a male cop out of Florida, I think.
No, it was I think it was California.
I do not agree with the I'm not sure if she was sheriff department or police department, but law enforcement person that starred in a rap video in a bikini, not identifying herself as the law enforcement officer, and seeing the makeup job and the way she had her hair done, and I wouldn't have recognized her as the officer.
What was this off duty?
She was off duty.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yep.
She's doing stuff on her own time.
Got fired.
No, that's wrong.
Sued and lost.
What about the female cop who was a dominatrix?
Oh, hello.
She
Hello.
used to be a dominatrix before she became a cop. She had some videos up online, and they fired her. I'm just saying, if she worked this jurisdiction, I would be
Arrest
getting
me.
I'd be getting in a lot of trouble. Just saying.
Arrest me. Yes. Yes, that would make me
Officer, I've been bad. I've been a bad boy.
Call me daddy.
If you've seen this broad, you'd be like, you know what? He's got a point.
Call me daddy. Call me daddy. Daddy.
That only works when Chia does it.
Daddy.
Daddy.
There you go.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Are stupid.
I'm just getting
Like,
worried that
dumb.
Pope Phil wants or
You
NCR
can
to call him
cite
daddy.
the Constitution, the state Constitution.
I will never call you
the
dad.
United States Code, the UCC. It doesn't matter what you cite. Laws, statutes, codes, constitutions, trust law, private law, contract law. But no matter what, people just refuse to even engage their own minds. They're just beaten down like horses that have been.
Now, as he goes on this rant, just remember the phrase, projection is confession. As he's complaining about people not using their brains and engaging their minds, and then he's quoting trust law when it comes to a traffic ticket. Okay, buddy.
Whipped, and they just comply. They're indoctrinated into doing whatever some random person on the street says if he flashes a badge at them. Simply out of fear and cowardice. I mean, state of California, state of Nevada, these are foreign corporations. Foreign. Straight up foreign. And their agents are the attorneys. These are foreign agents. By literal function, if the courts are franchises of said foreign entity, which is the state of California, state of Nevada, if the United States is a federal corporation and the state of is a subsidiary of that same
What does
foreign
he think
corporation,
United States means?
I have no idea, but remember this. He's claiming that the United States is a foreign corporation.
Yes.
No, he's saying the individual states are the foreign.
Right. But he's also stating that the United States is a corporation. But again, remember, he wants to move this to federal court.
Uh-huh.
So he's claiming that the states are foreign corporations, and so therefore the courts are agents of a foreign corporation.
And he
But he
wants
wants to move to federal court, which is an agent of a corporation.
Yes.
Like I just
my brain itches.
Your argument doesn't even make sense.
No.
Just,
he ate paint chips as
Yes.
a child.
and he wants me to engage my brain.
Did he spend time with Agent Orange?
We have.
Agents are their agents, officers of the court, then they're all foreign agents.
So if you're saying all of these federal agencies are foreign agents, wouldn't that mean the same federal court that you're now moving your lawsuit to? Wouldn't that court also be a foreign agent? This dude is a complete idiot.
I mean, it's in the Constitution. It literally says all this. State constitutions exist for a reason. But again, people just refuse to even use their damn minds. And it's crazy. Somebody can come on TV and say something and they'll believe it with an instant. People will go off. They can
Like
read
you're
1,000
doing.
books. They can read the Constitution, state statutes, codes, United States codes, everything. And then have some attorney, some retarded, scandalous, indoctrinated foreign puppet come in and say, hey, that's not real. And they, oh, okay. All their critical thinking just goes right out the window. It's like if you were to measure how much of their brain they're actually using, it's probably like 15%, maybe 5%. Like these
Which
people,
is
I see why they
20%
call
more
them
than
wards
you
of
use.
the state, incompetence, legally disabled people, minors, because truly, they're all dum-dums, running around talking about people are soft sits, and what is a soft sit? You don't even know what you're saying. You're just regurgitating shit like an idiot. It's funny, truly is. But yeah, man, I just had to say it's mind blowing how stupid people are. Like truly.
Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, for the republic for which it stands, and they don't even believe in the damn republic. Like they literally have shit right in front of their faces, and they don't even know how to read or decipher it. I get that these courts and these attorneys are speaking legalese, but damn. What does legalese have to do with actually being able to use your brain to read a statute or a law that says, you know, any person shall not be, and not understand that that means any person shall not be subject.
Did he say statue or statute?
I believe he used the plural, statutes.
Okay.
To whatever nonsense it says. Instead, you have an attorney come in and say that that's not real, and then they just believe it. Mind-blowing shit, for real.
This guy is fucking stupid.
Yeah, to me, he used the word statue as in a marble or clay.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
It couldn't be marble because he's lost his marbles.
Oh, God.
Isn't that good? Isn't that good? There are those people, I think, broken system, broken taint, who try to use that to their advantage, but don't fully believe it.
That's not true. That's not true, Mr. Pupville.
I thought his name was Broken System, Broken Chair.
Yes.
It's broken scrotum, broken tank.
Yes.
No, it's broken condom, father's dread.
But okay, so I don't think he actually believes it, right? I think he is. I think he is just trying to use this as a way to kind of gum up the works. But this guy,
he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, and he can convince them that it's.
He thinks he reinvented the wheel, but his wheel has 4 sides.
Right. But this dude, I think, has like fully gone down that he believes the bullshit he's saying.
And Mr. Martin, the one we all remember, should be having a court date in the next month or so.
Speaking of which, good timing. We did not even plan this. Good timing. Good timing.
It's been a bad boy.
I have his latest. He's
been a bad boy.
This goes from Facts or Fraud. So great friend of the channel. Please go over, like, share, and subscribe.
Your name, sir, for the record.
I'm up your Roman Susticate Trust legal fiction corporate entity defendant. I am one of the sovereign people.
Okay. All right. So this is for Eric Joseph Martin. And officer, can you tell me the person that's standing before you, who they've been identified as far as your records?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Mr. Eric Martin.
Okay.
I object to that any presumption that I'm a legal fiction corporate entity. I'm a living man whose name is spelled capital E lowercase R-I-C of the capital M lower.
Now, Eric Martin, I believe, just is not smart enough. I think he's intellectually challenged that he does not know that this is not real. Like, I don't think he has the intellectual capacity to pick up on the fact that what he's saying isn't working.
How many times has he violated now?
Too many to count. Too
Yeah,
many to count.
exactly.
Too many to
For the
count.
living people, living on the land, not the corporate entity defense.
Okay, sir. All right, it's time to listen right now. Thank you and good morning. The court is calling case number 282-257-13-64001. The people of the state of Michigan versus Eric Joseph Martin. Appearances,
Call
please.
the officer keeps a straight face.
Jasmine Martin, P86378, appearing on behalf of Mr. Martin, Your Honor, who indicated that he wishes to represent himself, pro se.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Martin, this is an arraignment. And it's the court, never advises the individual to represent themselves, but you do have that right. You do have an attorney that's here that had an opportunity to speak with you. What's your position as it relates to this arraignment? So you'll need to know how to follow court procedure if you want to represent yourself.
I have a motion I want to make on the matter at the battle. Move to dismiss based on lack of probable cause. My sister just told a lie saying I put my hands on her. I told the cops, no, I did not. That is not fact sufficient for the belief, as the U.S. Supreme Court said, and if I remember right, it's Beck versus Ohio or Ohio versus Beck. It's a U.S. Supreme Court case. Defining probable cause is fact sufficient for the belief. There is no fact for the belief. There is no probable cause. I was arrested illegally. I want the cops charged also for arresting me illegally, which is assault.
Mr. Martin.
Hold on.
Mr. Martin.
It's kidnapping.
No. What we're going to do, because I want to tell you this, you can challenge the complaint. You'll have a probable cause hearing, and you'll have an opportunity to confront your sister at the preliminary examination. If she's not being truthful and the court hears that, then your matter will be dismissed if the court doesn't find probable cause. And if the court does, then the matter will be bound over. But at this juncture, I'm just arraigning you, sir. And that's all I'm going to, entertain today. I'm not entertaining any motions relative to dismissal. The probable cause has been established.
I object.
It's arraignment. You can object, and your objections are noted for the record, okay? But I'm just arraigning you. I'm just going to set a bond, and you'll challenge those matters at the next court hearing, okay?
But I have a right still to challenge it now because the officer filled out the complaint form. He's lying by saying he believes I committed. He can't just go off her word and say, "Oh, I believe he committed a assault or whatever or a crime." He's committed perjury just by doing that. I shouldn't be arrested, let alone still be held here. That's what I'm saying. This is all illegal, violation of due process rights. So, you shouldn't just be referring to a future date, whatever. Yes, we know that's true, but I'm saying as of right now, though, the issue is still right now to decide. It was no probable cause. I shouldn't have been arrested. I should be here now. The charge is dismissed. There is no evidence here.
Talk over me, Mr. Martin.
My sister has been caught lying before on video, which in another case was dismissed in my favor for her same lying self, and she was on video caught lying. This is why the judge dismissed. So she really has no credibility.
Listen to the court right now. You'll have a chance to take care of those matters later. You'll address all those issues. The court is not trying to be rude. I'm going to arraign you. So I'm going to tell you what you're charged with. It indicates in the complaint that on 6/12/2025 at 9 Clippard in the city of Taylor, indicates in count 1 that there was an assault or an assault and battery upon Lisa K. Martin. Sir, that is a misdemeanor that carries 93 days and/or you could be fined $500. You also have in count 2 a charge of domestic violence. That is also a 93-day misdemeanor.
Yeah, there's another hearing after this, folks.
Or an assault and battery
it'll come.
on Lisa K. Martin.
Yeah, we backed it together.
Allegations.
Okay, all right.
There are charges which you have an opportunity to challenge. This is an arraignment. I am going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. And officer, do you have any information relative to Mr. Martin's background?
Man, they previously had a lot of domestics with each other. He does not have any ongoing cases at this time, though.
Okay, so Mr. Martin, I understand that you were living at that location, but the court's not going to permit you to return there You're gonna have to find another place to go while these charges are pending.
That's the house I live in. I don't lose my due process right. It violates my due process right. I can't live there because she makes up a lying allegation. I do not lose that right. That's my right.
You have a pretrial that's scheduled for June the 23rd. You have a pretrial scheduled for June 23rd at 9 o'clock. There is a no contact provision, and you cannot return to the Clifford location. And if you do, sir, that'll be a violation of your bond, and you will end up back before a judge in Taylor to address that.
And
so thank you and have a great day.
Violating your oath of office, you'll be forfeiting your job. That's violating my constitutional right. I do not lose my right to be free just because someone tells a lie with no evidence. That's why I said this case is dismissed now. There is no evidence. There is no probable cause. You do not have the right to tell me I can't go here or go there or be at my only house that I have a right to be at, or leave this state and all the rest of the bull crap orders you judges like to just do traditionally. Like it's okay. It's violating people's human rights. It's violating our constitution.
Why are you still living in mommy's and daddy's house?
You judges are going to stop this with a class action lawsuit. I'm going to make you guys stop this habitage that you're doing. So you might stop.
Yeah, this guy rides a scooter. He's not suing anybody.
A moped. He's been making the same claim for years now.
I know. Yeah.
He's gonna have a class action. Yeah, he doesn't understand what class action means.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. His moped got possessed, repossessed, or taken in. Yeah.
Do you have a mouthful of
impounded?
I do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got impounded, and he hasn't been able to get it out. Now, he also, it came up in another court hearing that there was a probate issue with the house. He doesn't actually have any right to live at that house.
No, he doesn't.
Other than him saying, I was born there, and that's where my parents, that's where I was raised, and all this other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
He lost the probate case.
Yeah, his parents left the house to his sister.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't pay taxes and he'd lose it.
Right.
Yep.
So this whole thing with the house and all of this stuff is just a freaking nightmare. But yeah.
Now, like I said, I'm not. It's not gonna. You're not gonna get away. I'm gonna get away with violating my due process rights. Telling me I can't be at my house.
I'm done with this matter. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
House to go to anyways.
Okay, I'm done.
What is her name? Correct. What is her name?
Okay. Have a good day, Mr. Martin, sir. Take care. All right, we're done. Thank you, officer.
48 hours later.
This is Mr. Martin.
Shackleford.
All right, this is 251756, the People versus Eric Martin.
Yeah, this is the same court as BT.
Mr. Martin,
BSBT.
can you tell me your first and last name?
No, really don't want to give no name, so I'm not fraudulent presumed on something else.
Give no names.
All right, well, you're Eric Martin. Sir, you've been brought to court on some charges here. Count 1 and count 2. The warrant alleges on June 12th of 2025 at property located at Clifford in the city of Taylor, a foreign complaint in this court was filed against you stating that on that date and location, the defendant, that's you, contrary to law, 1, did make an assault or an assault and battery upon the following person, Lisa K. Martin, contrary to MCL 750.81, parent 1. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and up to $500 fine. He's already been arraigned. Yeah. So you know the original charges against you, and part of those charges.
Thank you, Touche, for another gifted membership to Stacy Mew KY7OB. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Touche.
You're welcome.
Is against you. Let's see. You could not have any contact with the complaining witness, Lisa K. Martin. You could not go to the address for Clipper. And you could not have any contact through the phone. You couldn't go in person. You couldn't go to the residence, period. And there's an allegation. I've got a report. You were arraigned on these allegations. It looks like on the 14th out county by Judge Burton. And then I have a police report that alleges on June 16th, officers were dispatched to that location, and there are allegations that you entered the residence through the back door, and were actually in the home at time of arrest for violating your bond conditions. Those are the allegations against you.
I move to dismiss the charges because one, well, the alleged bond conditions supposedly against me, which is really not against me anyways. Legal fiction, corporate entity defendant, which is not me. I'm a living man. But anyways, besides that issue, the bond conditions violate my right to be presumed innocent before guilty. Because I am presumed innocent before guilty, any bond conditions violate my right. Because if I'm innocent, then I cannot be told you can't do this, you can't do that.
So, Mr. Martin, are you entering a guilty or not guilty plea on that violation?
First of all, I'm not a defendant, so I'm not here to enter a plea. How can I enter a plea? I'm not the one charged.
Okay, then I'm going to say you're standing mute. It's my understanding you've refused to meet with counsel. You don't want an attorney. So I'm entering a not guilty plea on your behalf.
So, okay, well, so have you made the legal determination that I'm not guilty?
No, sir. I'm doing it based on your arraignment. You understand the allegation against you. Do you? I just told you what it is. The allegation is you violated a condition of your bond on an assault and battery domestic violence case by returning to the address after being ordered you could not return to the address.
So like I said, I moved to like I said, the bond conditions violate the right to be presumed innocent anyway, so that's no true bond condition violation is legit anyway.
Breaking the law.
And there's no probable cause for this case. I should have been arrested illegally anyways because there is no evidence. My sister lied. Her allegations are a total lie.
All right, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you, sir. You understand what the allegation is? You were just arraigned on it 2 days before picking up this, the original charge 2 days before picking up this violation. Mr. Martin, this is, I hear you. This is standard for you. And I honestly.
He says his sister's lying, but the cop showed up at the address and he was there. But the sister's lying.
Right.
But the body cam shows he was there, but the sister's lying.
Right.
He thinks being there is not the problem. It's the alleged assault.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there two Judge Shacklefords?
No. There's a male judge that has a different name that's similar.
Oh,
I know
okay.
Middleton.
No, I was thinking the judge that had broken.
She's had him.
Scrotum,
She's had him.
broken. Oh, okay.
She's
All
had
right,
him.
that's what I'm
She's had him.
confusing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's had him. They've all had him.
Yeah.
And Taylor.
Yeah.
Really. You won't listen to court orders. You think they don't apply to you. You continue to go back to a residence you've been advised not to go to. You have a $25,000 cash or surety bond with a GPS tether.
Well, first of all, I don't have a choice. I have another house to go to for one. Besides violating my rights.
Well, now
it's not your house.
What you do, Mr. Morton? You've got another house to go to now. It's
guess what?
jail.
You
We'll
guys
see you at
are
your next
violating
court date. All right, thank you, officer. We'll see you next time, Mr. Martin.
Mr. Martin. Okay, goodbye. Have a seat, Eric.
Day 3.
Okay, now we're on Eric Martin. This is 251756, the People versus Eric Martin.
Good morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Martin. Your Honor, he's waiving his right to a trial by jury.
Thank you. Can you just slide it under the gate?
And also,
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I signed the order granting discovery. Mr. Martin, you understand that you have a constitutional right to a trial by jury?
I comprehend that.
Do you understand that, sir?
I comprehend it. I just want to add, as I told him, I really don't consent to no jurisdiction of this court, but since I'm being forced to make the choice, I'm saying an Article 3 judge is going to be the choice, the forced choice. Article 3 judge.
Okay.
Even though the case shouldn't go, let me mention this too now. The case shouldn't even go that far. We shouldn't even be wasting taxpayers' money, nor my time in here. First of all, I proved my sister lying before on me with the same type of charge, Nessick, okay? I don't know the case number right now. I asked Jasinski to find out what it is. But in the same court, 23rd District Court, the judge is seeing she lied when I questioned her. Did you swing at me before I kicked you? She answered no to that. And it was seen on the camera. She lied. This is especially why I should not be made to wait on this.
Mr. Martin, you have a constitutional right to a trial by jury. Are you voluntarily waiving the right to a trial by jury?
Since I'm being forced to make
well, you're not being forced to make any choices.
Well,
you can have a trial by
jury. So I am being forced.
Mr. Martin, listen, we can get through this, or we can go back and forth, and then I end up muting you, and then that's how we go forward. So let's see if we can do this without that, okay? You have a constitutional right to a trial by jury on this case. Are you waiving your right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And you understand that I'm the judge of the court, that I will be the trier of fact on your case?
Well, I want a motion for a judge trial, but I'm going to object to you being the judge based on past constitutional violations.
Okay, well, your motion for recusal is denied. So now, Mr. Mark, are you electing for me to try the case, yes or no?
In that forced sense, yes.
Well, you have two choices, a jury trial or me. Out of those two choices, which one do you like?
Are you an Article 3 judge?
Do you even know what an Article 3 judge is?
Mr. Martin.
Well,
I'm not going to entertain
articles higher than
jurisdictional
1 or
arguments. I'm asking you, do you want a trial by a judge or a jury? And I'm being very patient.
By a judge, I already said Article 3 judge. Article 3
I might
judge.
be completely wrong, but isn't Article 3 judge a federal judge?
I've made that clear. This is a case I have jurisdiction over. It's a misdemeanor that's alleged to have occurred in the city of Taylor. So,
in a strict sense, yes, because Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution applies to the federal system, right? But even in Article 3, they designate that anything that has to do with state law is relegated to the states. It's not a federal issue. So when they say Article 3 judge, they don't understand. Judge Shackelford in the state of Michigan is the equivalent of an Article 3 judge. He's part of the judiciary.
Yes.
Under the Michigan Constitution.
Yes.
So what he's asking for is Judge Shackelford. He just doesn't get it. So he's too stupid.
He doesn't get much.
He is so drinking this Kool-Aid. I mean, listen to what he said, right? I proved she lied. Did you swing at me before I kicked you? Yeah, you're admitting kicking her. Like, what is wrong with you?
And what did he do before she swung at him?
I don't know, but I just
enter in the house.
If it was standing her ground, all she did was defend her property.
Well, what he was trying to claim was that his sister swung at him, which is why he kicked her. right? But why would you even admit that? I just, oh,
That's why the judge was telling him you had the right to remain silent when he tried
I know.
doing that shit.
I know. Because you're just making matters worse. Always get a lawyer. Always get a lawyer. Shut your mouth, get a lawyer.
So you're indicating to me that you're relinquishing your rights to a trial by a jury, and you'll be tried by me. And you understand, you've had a chance to talk to your lawyer about this, Mr. Martin?
Yep.
Okay.
I also want to make it clear, I have some other things to say. I enforce my right to a Republican form of government under Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution, which is why the court don't have jurisdiction over me. And I am the third party beneficiary.
Did he say Republican?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
That's not what the Republic refers to.
I know. I know.
Here, I am not the defendant.
Can you find
Despite the fraudulent presumption otherwise.
Possible.
I'm not the defendant.
All right, give us a second, Mr. Martin. I'm trying to get your jury trial date. We can even do on a state date.
I want to make clear, I'll point out, it's supposed to be 28 days, and Saturdays and Sundays are not supposed to be excluded because the 28 days is specific for speedy trials and misdemeanors. And since that's specific, under the court rules, it should be 28 days without excluding Saturdays and Sundays or the legal holidays. That's made clear, I want to say, under the rule that dictates speedy trial, MCR 6.004C, and also MCR 1.103, the applicability rules that clearly says, where a rule is specific, it applies to that. So that the specific rules control over general rules.
I didn't know he watched your
Madam
channel.
Prosecutor, how many witnesses?
I didn't know it was that popular in Michigan.
I would say maximum. Okay, Mr. Gazicki, how many witnesses?
Your Honor, first of all, I just want to put on the record that Mr. Martin in the past has not wanted my representation of him. Today, he says it's okay for me to represent him. I just wanted that on the record. I also advise Mr. Martin that his arguments that he makes about sovereign citizens and that is something that I'm not, I can't follow, nor can I ask the court to follow it. Just so that's on the record. As far as witnesses goes right now, Your Honor, would say one.
Okay. Can we approach? I mean, Mr. Gazicki's in the other room. Mr. Gazicki, can you come on in? We'll meet you in the back hallway. All right, Mr. Martin, 1 second.
Yeah, and I got something to say too while we get time in response to what he said.
When
And for the record, the judge has abandoned court. This case is dismissed.
If only it was that easy.
Yes, you heard that correctly. He just dismissed his own case because the judge left the bench and therefore he's in charge. I can't make this
Look
shit
at me. Look at me, Phil. I am the judge now.
right. Like you can't make this shit up.
That kind of reminds me of when the Moor in the Native American headdress.
Yes.
Yeah, we had the Indian, the cop. All we're missing was a biker and a Navy guy and a construction worker
and a prostitute. Yeah.
When you mention Indian and headdress, I think Marlon Brando award ceremony.
Oh yeah, no. This is a Moor who claims to be a tribal chief. He wears a headdress.
I think he's of the Slapaho tribe.
Yeah, right.
I have to describe this outfit that he wore because the viewers at home are not going to understand this. When we say a Native American headdress, I'm talking all the way to his fucking heels. Long feathers with the red tips.
Yeah, there's a hearing for the guy in Idaho. The judge has to accept the plea. The plea is not signed yet.
Has anybody seen anything lately on that soldier who
out of Kansas?
Yeah.
No, I have
killed
not.
His children?
No.
No.
This was a soft set. He was stationed in Texas. He called in. He got Judge Webster. Judge Webster got pissed off over him and made him come to court. He then subsequently got into some more trouble, and he was sick, and so he had his girlfriend call in on his behalf.
Oh,
His
yeah,
wife.
yeah. Wasn't he discharged?
And then he was dishonorably
He was
discharged.
AWOL.
I believe.
He was AWOL.
He was AWOL. He got dishonorably discharged.
Okay, last I knew, he was in pretrial confinement in the military.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's been
The one from bed. He was in the Zoom from bed.
Yes,
He was so ill. Yeah, I remember.
No, I saw one after that without his wife. It was just him, and he was in a pretrial confinement from wherever he was stationed.
Yep.
And he was facing court-martial for his soft-sit bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, and they need to take his military uniform away, because when he shows up in that uniform, he disgraces the military.
Yes.
Well, I feel,
in my opinion.
him appearing in the court in his utility uniform twice. That I don't. Unless they've changed things since I got out, that was a definite no-go.
Yeah.
If you were in uniform in court, you were supposed to be in full dress uniform.
I'm a double military black. I'm what happens when you mix a Marine with an Army.
How dare you? The kids grew up without crayons.
I order this case be dismissed. Case number 25-1756-SM.
Oh, it's Eric Martin's court now.
All right, we're going to set a bench trial July 14th in person at the 23rd District Court, July 14th at 10 a.m.
Your Honor, can we address bond?
You can address bond.
Okay, Mr. Martin requested that I ask this court if he can have a no condition type bond in this matter.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm just going to say it on the record. Request for a bond modification is denied.
Yeah.
Mr. Martin had a very simple bond condition that he not go back to the residence. I know he doesn't think I can tell him that, but he's wrong. And he went back to the residence and got arrested again, allegedly, for being at the home when there was a no contact provision in place. So he clearly has a history of non-compliance. He doesn't think the court has jurisdiction over him. And the only way I can assure his presence and assure the safety of the community is to keep Mr. Martin in custody, because he will not comply with my bond conditions. There's no such thing as an unconditional bond. Okay, bond denied. And Mr. Martin, if you want to file motions that Mr. Gazicki legally could not file in good faith, feel free to file them. He's governed by court rules. He cannot file frivolous motions. So if you want to file more motions, feel free, get it, go at it. But Mr. Gazicki has indicated for the record he will only be filing appropriate motions with this court. We'll see everyone back on the jury trial. That's my first date.
I have motions to make right now. I have some motions before we leave. I have some motions. Okay, and that is okay. Well, first, objection to what you just said, your statement about there's no such thing as an unconditional bond. Yes, it's my right to be presumed innocent under the due process. The due process right, be presumed innocent before guilty. Because I am presumed innocent, that is why any bond conditions violate that right. So it
Okay,
violates
motion
that.
denied. What's your next one?
Okay, and I motion to dismiss because there is no probable cause. It is her word against mine. She's lying. She's been caught lying before, and there is no evidence at all. We have no case. There's no evidence, and that is not probable cause, as the U.S. Supreme Court said in Beck versus Ohio.
Well, misdemeanor, so we're not having a preliminary exam. We're having a bench trial, and the prosecutor will have to prove the allegations beyond a reasonable doubt. And at that time, Mr. Martin, if at trial date, I assure you this. If she can, you picked a bench trial. I was a practicing attorney for years. I promise you this. If she cannot prove her case beyond a reasonable doubt, the case will be dismissed.
Okay, but anyways, let me finish talking. I didn't finish talking about the motion to dismiss.
I know, but Mr. Martin.
As of right now.
What's your last motion? Do you have one more?
Yeah, you haven't let me finish the motion just based on no probable cause.
Okay.
As the U.S. Supreme Court said in Beck versus Ohio, or it was Ohio versus Beck, I forget which word is first, but the probable cause is defined as fact sufficient for the belief. Her word against mine. I told the cop she lied on me. Okay, her word against me. Somebody have her word against mine. That's all there is. So that's not fact sufficient.
So many drug dealers have used that excuse.
Now the case should be. Come on, let me finish.
Okay, denied.
The case should be dismissed now.
We'll see you back on your trial date. Have a good day.
Can we mark the calendar for that day?
They should just put a shock collar on him, that if he goes within 100 feet of that house, that he gets zapped.
Yeah, she's just a liar. She's trying to just.
Like a dog.
Here's the body cam. Here's the body cam.
You're gonna arrest her for her lie.
Oh. How's it?
Yeah. There's enough fact right there. He was found by the officers in the location he was prohibited from being at.
Yep.
Even
But
though
see,
they gave him a GPS.
They
That
have
can't
keys.
prove that. That's just a deep fake by the government.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
but the problem with Eric is, and he can't quite seem to get this through his head. He thinks he has every right to be there and that the courts can't tell him these things. All of the points he's made have been adjudicated. And the fact that they're still setting bond tells you none of that is true.
Yep.
None of that worked, right? All of this has been up to front of the Supreme Court many, many times and has been upheld as being constitutional. So
in the words of Carlos Mencia, D.
Yeah, right. It's just like when officers are on the side of the road with the police and they'll go, maybe you're not aware of this. They write hundreds, if not thousands of tickets. You think if whatever you're saying is true, they would have heard about it.
Yep.
Like, it's 2025. Come on. Really?
Yeah, the only reason the police officers have to have a license is because they're driving in commerce.
Right. Because they're revenue collectors, right? They're road pirates.
Yes.
Are they searching for One Piece? All right, anime check.
Does he still keep getting into the house?
Yes, he still keeps getting into the house, and then the police are called, and he's arrested for violating his bond conditions.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because he doesn't. And you heard him. He said, "You can't keep me out of the house. That's my house."
But a will says it's not.
Well, in some states, Smith and Wesson can
Right.
get them wrong.
Well, it's, in Michigan, that can happen. Yes.
A Smith & Wesson is, in some areas, I won't say where, is known as a Q-tip.
You know,
if you don't understand, let me clear your ear out for you.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. They could also go with a spell that a witch could use powered by Glock.
Yeah. Right. Well, we've reached the end of another fun-filled show. I hope everybody had a good time. I had a good time. I thought we had some great videos. I thought it was wonderful.
It was
Wonderful.
good.
And
Those are
being
great.
grateful yesterday, it was very entertaining.
Yep. Yep.
This is a perfect follow-up for yesterday. Yes. Tomorrow's going to be a complete letdown. Jim will be back.
Ugh. Ugh.
We tried, okay? We tried.
And Lane's tomorrow, right? His sentencing?
Yeah, the first. Yep.
Yeah.
That is tomorrow.
Fun.
I kind of wish I would have gotten back home in enough time for yesterday's show.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
We
You
had a
missed it.
couple
It was
little
fun.
glitches, but we did great.
Yeah, it was great. It was
If
fun.
we only had a corgi in the courtroom during this thing, it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect if they had a corgi there.
I locked her in the house so she wouldn't bark.
I will say this.
That's Zoe Big Mad.
Yep. No.
I was surprised at how horrible his grammar truly is.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you.
Yes.
I want to let people understand this. I was not just stumbling or skipping out words. That's how his sentences were. It would start almost normal and then just go to something completely random.
Yep.
I was reading along except when I was needed to take care of an issue in the chat.
Yeah. And I embrace that victim, man. I just like.
Hi, Karen.
Damn you.
Hey,
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Yep, you missed a good show. You have to go back and rewatch.
Yep.
Cicero. Cicero gets the corner.
Cicero, Coke Dog will be back in 1,041 days. You can start counting down soon.
42.
Oh, 42. Sorry.
I did that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how he's going to come back. He's just vapor now.
Yeah. Jim's a dreamer.
There's a way. There's a will. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know, energy doesn't really go anywhere, Hank. It's just, redistributed into different things.
Yep.
Well,
alrighty.
Yep. Its vapor got a little bit too close to Saturn, and the rings lost some of their color.
I thought he was circling your anus.
That will be next. That will be next.
Yes, and there's a foul stench of gaseous substance flowing from Jim's anus.
Yes. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Well, on that note, any last words, Hank?
Nope. Bye-bye, folks.
Touche.
That's all, folks.
And yeah.
Night, everybody. Be safe.
Yep. Good night. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Fuck the valets.